Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. Not sure what I'm calling this one yet. Kind of has to do with manifesting in more manageable bite-sized pieces. Now, I know typically when I talk about manifesting, I usually do like to think of us looking out further than just the first date, for example. So if you're trying to manifest a specific person, let's take a step back. Trying to manifest a specific person, a lot of times, maybe we haven't been on a date yet, or maybe it's an ex, right? And we're just trying to get back together. So a lot of the times we just envision that very first step, that maybe that first date, maybe that first time out, maybe that place where we finally kiss or something, right? There's some magic marker to you that indicates, hey, I've manifested what it is that I'm after. Now, I always recommend, and I still think it's, for the most part, the better choice, is to try to manifest further past this marker, this moment, that first kiss, that first date. Like, manifest past that. Well, okay, so your first date happens next Friday. Let's think about what it's going to be like 2 months down the road when you guys have been dating for a little while. You've already gone out on 5, 6, 7 dates. Let's think about where the relationship is from that vantage point. When we look at it from there, we're actually way, way, way further down. It forces us to really start to imagine from that place, right? We talk about that frequently. Like, it starts to kick in some of those real key mechanics that really help us manifest more quickly. So by going further out, it forces you to kind of fill in more of the blanks. Now, one thing that Goddard's frequently talked about, and I love Neville Goddard, for those of you who maybe aren't familiar with him, great stuff. He's fantastic, and I recommend his complete reader. I actually have it listed somewhere below in one of those links for Amazon books, so you can check it out. But it's got all of his books in it. It's very good stuff. Neville Goddard talks about once you can see it clearly in your mind, it is yours. It is real. And there's a lot of other spiritual philosophies that agree with that as well, that once it can be seen in the mind's eye, it's technically real at that point. And it just needs to slowly coalesce its way into physical density to become manifest in your hand, if you will, so you can actually hold on to it. So it takes, a little bit of becoming more and more dense. So as thought, it's very much more light, very lighter, very energy sort of specific. And as you manifest that down into physicality, that is when it becomes real. Now, what this video has to do with is those times where we maybe can't see that clearly. That's kind of one of the challenges. Like, I can't see that far down the road. I can't see it very clearly. So from that standpoint, that's when it's a good idea. All right, let's find maybe some smaller bite-sized pieces that we can look into. So instead of going way, way, way out there like I usually talk about, let's maybe start looking at having a conversation with this person. I think that's better than a first date, by the way. So it's something to think about. But having a conversation with someone means you're actually going to engage each other in dialogue. You're actually going to have a discussion. You're going to talk. And really, when it comes to relationships, a lot of relationships, right, is communication. It's talking to each other. Once you lose that communication, a lot of relationships start to kind of fall by the wayside or fail, or divisions start to occur, or the mom's always busy with the kids and the dad just hangs out and watches sports or whatever, and then the kids are gone, and then now there's this whole, what do we do with our lives? And he's like, I don't know. There's a game on. I don't want to talk. So communication to me is a powerful thing. So with your specific person, right, or your ex, let's get ourselves talking again. That's not hard to imagine, right? I can imagine a conversation with someone. I can imagine seeing them smile. I can imagine the time that we're spending together having these discussions and laughing and giddy and yay and all that, right? And then from there, it's a very easy logical step to say, hey, why don't we go grab some food, or why don't we hit that Mexican restaurant over there on the corner that's super good, or I've heard a lot about that Chinese place over there, or Bob's Burgers is rocking. We got to go over there and try out one of their burgers, right? Like, whatever that thing is, you can start to kind of move forward from it. Rather than trying to imagine the world, imagine everything from the end. I can't see it clearly. What do I do to help improve that? Why can't I see it clearly? If I can't see it clearly, does that mean I'm never going to get it? No. It means that there's maybe a little bit more imagining that you can do to work on this. It means maybe we can take a step back, that we're going too far, and that maybe is still fuzzy future, if you will. Like, you haven't created that future yet. That path doesn't exist yet. but will soon. So let's take a step back. Let's bring it in a little closer, right? Rather than trying to, see them walking down the aisle and they're like, I can't see his face, or I can't see what dress she's wearing, right? Like maybe we've gone a hair too far past the point of believability. Now, another thing that Neville Goddard talks about, and I think this is one of the other key reasons why this is a good idea, especially if you're struggling, especially if you're not seeing that image clearly in your mind, is to feel natural about it, that naturalness. And when you feel natural about something, what that means is I'm comfortable with it. I see this as a reality that's believable. It's something that I can get behind. The example, for the communication, just talking. For a lot of us, that's easy to get behind. Now, maybe it's nervous for us. Maybe having that first conversation, especially if us being the one that's trying to manifest a scenario, might require us to get out of our comfort zone and maybe talk to them. Maybe say, hey, how you doing? Or, hey, I saw that thing you did the other day. That was really cool. Or, oh, I just saw that email you sent out regarding such and such. Or, I notice you wear the same shoes every day. That's cool. Like, I don't know what you're going to bring up, but it could be any number of things. You got to find that one thing to get that ball rolling. And once you do, conversation's happening. Once the conversation starts happening, it starts to become much easier to progress into the next step. So again, it's that finding something that's very easy for us to believe, something that's very easy for us to get behind. Great example with breakups, right? So we've got people that are in breakup situations, and probably we did something, maybe we weren't practicing self-love, maybe we were a little insecure, maybe we were needy. So a lot of us get very hung up on they've got to forgive me, I need to get... No, they don't need to forgive you. They really don't need to forgive you. You need to forgive you. They don't. You can forgive you and you can move on and continue to imagine. But them forgiving you really is something that you kind of let go of that for a second. Imagine the conversation. Imagine them smiling. Imagine you guys enjoying that conversation. One, that implies that things are reasonably better. Two, it implies that this grumpiness that exists right now maybe between you two isn't present, right? And it starts to show that things are moving in the direction you would like them to move. So rather than getting hung up on this blocking point, which so many of us might have some blocking points, let's focus on the thing that we can believe, the thing that does feel natural, the thing that I know I can accomplish. Let's let the other things kind of work themselves out. Work on the conversation. Forgiveness will come. Now, again, if there's something serious with forgiveness, I've recommended this many times, my Astral Letters video. You can search Astral Letters, A-S-T-R-A-L. You will find the video that's in the title. The term Astral Letters is in there. It's a great way to forgive issues with other people or even forgiving yourself. But imagine something smaller, something a little more bite-sized, something that's a bit more believable. And you will actually find that you start to accelerate forward from that vantage point. So many of us, right? We get caught up in the, I can't see it clearly. I can't see it. If I can't see it, I can't have it. And if I can't have it, then we start to worry about all this stuff, right? Now we're into this whole negative path, this whole, I can't have what I want. I can't create what I want. The universe isn't abundant. Like, we start going into all these different directions that end up sabotaging everything we're trying to accomplish. Again, it's not about just think positive thoughts and everything happens the way you want. No, it's a focus-based universe, though. And if you don't believe something's possible, yeah, you're probably never going to manifest it. If you believe something's possible, but maybe it seems like it's too far away, then let's believe something that's possible that's a little closer, and let's see if we can create that or get that ball rolling. Comes down to believability, comes down to that naturalness about it. So maybe if you're having a hard time creating something, maybe if you're having a hard time seeing this future that you would like to be a part of, step it back a small bit. Now again, I've said before, in case you've missed it already, I've said before, I do think it's a better idea to think as far out as you can, to live from the end, as they talk about. But if that is proving to be challenging, then yes, it makes a lot of sense to take it a step back, to pull it back a little bit, start getting some of those visualizations moving along, and then see where it progresses from there. This has even happened before in the past for me even, where maybe after a period of time of inactivity or maybe not thinking of someone or just some negative things that maybe went down, maybe you were Facebook stalking them and you saw a whole bunch of pictures that have now made you feel negative. So now you've kind of got this disbelief and doubt. And so now all of a sudden you're having a hard time seeing their face whenever you imagine. Take it a step back. Sometimes we have had some things happen that have caused our believability, our abilities to think of this in a natural way, our comfort level with what we're trying to manifest, we sort of screw with that a little bit. And when that happens, that can cause some visualization issues. So just take it a step back. Again, a lot of people panic. A lot of people get worried. I'm trying to manifest. I have to manifest. And if this isn't happening and this isn't happening, oh my God, it's not happening. It's that way. It's okay. It's totally okay. In fact, whenever I have these issues, I never get panicky about it. I never get upset about it. It's like, wow, I'm not able to see her clearly right now. That's weird. All right, well, let's work on it. So then I'll maybe take it a step back. I'll start to visualize other aspects, maybe visualize like her car, right? Or something like that, right? I'll visualize something else, kind of take it a step back, make it something that's easier. And then there'll be a place where I'll be like, oh, now I'm seeing the face. Now I'm seeing that smile that I remember. Or now I'm seeing some funky dimple or thing that just magically caught your attention about this individual. When we get there, then we can start to kind of build it out further. So again, it's okay if you're having a hard time. Stuff happens. Life happens. We get off track sometimes. It's okay. You get back on track. That's all you got to do. You don't need to worry about it. You don't need to go, does this set me back? First off, if you're worried about it setting you back, yeah, it's setting you back. If you're just knowing that this is part of the process and that you're exploring and expanding and this thing I'm creating is happening, it's in reality, I'm seeing signs, I'm having a little rough patch right now, but I know ultimately this is going to happen. And this rough patch and getting through this rough patch is part of the process. This process is powerful, but it's not just powerful because we can create what we want. It's powerful because it teaches us to pay attention to what we're thinking, feeling, and saying, because it teaches us to take ownership of our lives and what happens to us. And it empowers us to make a difference in our own life and to actually feel empowered in our own life. A lot of people feel powerless. You're not. And that's one of the beauties of this process as we learn our abilities to create. Our manifesting abilities are off the charts. And as we really let go and just accept it, it's amazing how much simpler manifesting becomes. Much simpler. Specific people still tied into their feelings and thoughts and all this stuff because now you're talking about someone else, okay? Someone else has an opinion. Their opinion matters. But again, manifesting in general, having situations created for you so you can interact with someone, very easy to do. What that someone chooses to do once you start interacting, well, now it's two of you guys, talking together and your energy and how you feel and the way the conversation goes. All these things matter. So that's why, of course, we talk about self-love. All these things matter in the manifesting process. It's why so many of the coaches out there talk about these things. And I know a lot of you are like, I don't want to do all that. It's work. I hear you. But that is part of the process. So if you're having a hard time seeing, if you're having a hard time kind of connecting the dots, pull it back a hair. Find something that's a little easier to believe. And I think conversations, especially for those of us trying to manifest love, conversations are easier to believe for sure. Having a discussion with someone is not hard to imagine for most people, unless you're just super, super shy. Yeah, you got to get over that shyness, right? But other than that, talking to people, something we do every day. Most of us, anyways, do every single day. Take a step back, make it believable, give it that naturalness that Neville Goddard talks about, and watch you soar towards your goals and dreams. It's powerful. It's wonderful. Hopefully this makes a difference. If you guys like what I'm doing, please subscribe. Please leave comments, things that you can maybe share that might help other people. And certainly if you have show topics that you're interested in, throw those in the comments as well. I almost always read the comments. There's a few times where there's just so many of them sometimes. But for the most part, I am in there. I read probably 98% of them. And so feel free to leave those comments, and then they get written down into the old yellow pad, and bam, now we got a show for the future. It's good stuff. Appreciate all you guys. I love each and every one of you, and we'll do more shows coming up soon. Stay on Radio Style.